Heart. Down in my heart. Down in my heart, I've got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Sing with me. Down in my heart today. And I'm so happy, so very happy. I've got the love of Jesus in my heart. And I'm so happy, so very happy. I've got the love of Jesus in my heart. Happy Valentine's Day. And if the devil doesn't like it, he can sit on a tack. Ouch! Sit on a tack. Ouch! Hi! Hi, friends of Jesus! Happy Valentine's Day! And happy PB and J. Tasty! We have a story for you. Last time, the video ended rather abruptly. It kind of cut off right in the middle of the good part. Adam and Eve, at the beginning of the Bible, were just finding out about the consequences that they were going to have to suffer for their bad choice that they made. And we read about that story in Genesis chapter 3, verse 17. That's Genesis 3:17. But before Braden reads all that, let's review just a little bit. Let's look at a plan. Maybe this is a good time to bring Mom and Dad and Grandma and Granddad too, just to see what the plan is. This plan has been a little bit of a struggle. It's been a little bit tricky to study the Bible these days. Pastor Drew is wonderful, and God, of course, is the very best, and the Bible itself, especially my Kingstone Bible, help a lot. But sometimes I come to my prayer time and I say, what part of the Bible do you want me to read, God? What do you want me to study? Do you want me to join a Bible study? So, PB&J is the plan we've got. PB&J. We want to finish PB&J by March 7th. Dad and Mom and Grandma and Granddad. Some things at church will be changing by then. And our class is going to get a new curriculum. And by that time, it'll be very close to Resurrection Day. So here's our PB&J plan. We're going to have 2 more stories besides today. We're going to talk about the prophets who wrote in the Bible, but only what they wrote about Jesus. This time we're not studying the whole bunch of the prophets. Moses and David and Joel and Jonah and Zechariah. February 21st next week, just Moses and David. And Jeremiah and Isaiah. February 28th, take a quick look at what Joel, Micah, Jonah, Malachi, and Zechariah said, but only about Jesus. P. Now's the time where Mom and Dad can head on back as we talk about prophets. The Bible says that we can know a prophet is really a prophet because the things he says or the things he or she writes in the Bible, well, there'll be something that hasn't happened yet. And maybe something that they couldn't, always something that the prophet couldn't possibly know about because it hasn't happened yet. Got that part? The prophets would write about something that hasn't happened yet. They might write about a king. They might write about the stable. They might write about the manger. But they would write these things hundreds of years before Jesus was born in a stable and laid in a manger. When Moses, who was a prophet, wrote about the great grandson of Eve, the first woman, back in those days, it was hundreds of years before Eve had a grandchild. It was before he even had one child. So there in the story that Braden's going to read very soon now, hang on, Braden, we're going to hear about Eve becoming the mother of all the living people. And we're going to hear about her great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandchild. He was born in a stable, you guessed it, laid in a manger. And that baby did exactly what Moses, who was the prophet and wrote in the Bible back in Genesis, Moses wrote Genesis. Moses wrote about what was going to happen hundreds of years before it was born. And we know Moses was a prophet, prophet, because these things came true exactly the way Moses said so. The great, you get the message, grandson of Eve was named Jesus. And it came true. Please read it now, Braden. Only Genesis 3:17, 18, and 19. And since you're far away, Braden, I can't hear you. I'll read it also. Verse 17. To Adam wrote Moses, he, God, said, because you listened to your wife and ate from the tree that I told you not to eat from, then your consequences are that the ground will be cursed because of you, and you will work and have painful toil, and you will eat the fruit of the ground all the days of your life. And sometimes you will plant seeds and work hard, and you will get only thorns and thistles. And sometimes you will get plants of the field to eat. By the sweat of your brow, by working hard and sweating, that is how you will get your food. No more nice garden that I created for you. You will have to grow your own food instead of eating my food off trees. And when the time comes, you will die and return to the ground, because you were made out of dust, and to dust you will return. Adam and Eve were hearing about the punishment or the consequences that happened because of their sin, because they disobeyed God and listened to the serpent. If the devil doesn't... Donna! What? What, Teddy Bear? Can I be in the story? Can I be in the Bible story? Teddy Bear, this is a Bible story with a serpent. You are not a serpent. Oh, you can't be in the Bible story either, Anna. Anna, wake up. You don't have to sleep all the time, you know. I can be in the story. How can you be a serpent? Watch this. I'll just get inside this shirt here. I'll climb right in here. And that'll make me a serpent. All right. Tell me when you're ready. Okay. In the meantime, it was the serpent who disguised himself. Now, here's a question for all of you. Are you ready to answer the question? I'm ready. I didn't say, are you ready to be a serpent? I said, are you ready to answer the question? I don't know the question, Donna. You didn't ask it yet. Okay. Here's the question. Hey, you make a pretty good serpent in there. And if the devil doesn't like it, he can. I don't want to sit on a tack. Oh, but you're the bad guy in the story. you have to sit on a tack. Figuratively. You don't really sit on a tack. Really, you are defeated by Jesus. Oh, okay. Slither, slither, I am the serpent. The Bible says the serpent was craftier than all the other creatures. And the serpent went to Eve, and the serpent said, Eve, did God really tell you that you could not eat any of the fruit from any of the trees in this garden he built for you? The serpent was really lying. The serpent was making it seem like God was mean. But Eve told the truth. She said, oh, well, we can eat any of the fruit we want. But God did say, there's one tree in the center of the garden. And God said, you shall not eat of this fruit, or you will surely die. Then that crafty old serpent told a lie. You will not die, Eve. God is just trying to trick you. Here, have a little bit of that fruit right from that tree that God told you not to. And Eve made a bad decision. Come on, Eve. And she ate the fruit from that tree and gave some to her husband Adam. And that's why God said to Adam, I wasn't kidding, God said.
I was not kidding. You will die. Not today, not this moment, not physically, but you will die when the time is right. For from dust you were created, and to dust you will return.
Oh, and backwards just a little bit. Eve also had consequences. Look carefully at verse 16. Sorry, it's blurry. God said to Eve, the woman,
I will greatly increase your pain, and you will have babies and children, and you will give birth to little men and little women, and your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule your family.
And then go back just a little bit further. Go back to verse 14. And here's what God said to the serpent.
Cursed are you above all the livestock and all the wild animals. You lied to my people. You will crawl on your belly. You will eat dust all the days of your life. And I will put enmity between you and the woman.
That means that God was going to make women enemies of snakes. And that's true. To this day, most women do not like most snakes. Donna! Ah! You're a snake! No, I'm not. I'm coming out of the sleeve now. Okay. Oh, and here's a good part. God said,
I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your offspring,
great-grandchildren, great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandchild,
and hers. He will crush your head, and you will strike his heel.
There's the prophecy. God said through the prophet Moses that Eve's great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great, you know the rest, grandchild, Jesus, would strike Satan right on the head. Not literally, maybe literally, but figuratively. See? See the cross that Jesus suffered? Look at that. That is Jesus, Eve's great-great-great-great-great-great-grandson. And he is striking the serpent, Satan, right on the head. In this, dying on the cross, he defeated Satan. Satan had to go sit on a tack. Satan is weaker than God, always has been. Jesus defeated Satan once and for all. And because of Jesus dying, Satan can go ahead and accuse us, God's people, me, Donna, you. He can accuse us of anything, because we know we tell lies also. We know we don't honor God enough. Satan can stand up and say, you liar, you don't worship enough, you don't pray enough, you don't love people like Valentine's Day. And Jesus says, I already took the punishment for that. They don't need any more bad consequences. I give as a gift forgiveness. Free, clear. Donna, you're perfect in my eyes. You are forgiven for all the lies you tell. Here I am. I have bruised Satan on the head. Sure, Satan did bruise Jesus on the heel. Dying on the cross was not fun. So Satan didn't bruise him literally on the heel, but Satan did actually hurt his heels and his ankles and his knees and his chest and his arms and his head and killed him. But Jesus got Satan on the head. And that's the story. He will crush your head. Jesus will crush the head of Satan. Jesus did crush the head of Satan on the cross. Do you have just a minute more? Do you have just a minute more to flip ahead in the Bible? We heard what Moses wrote about Jesus. We heard that prophet's Bible writings about Jesus. Do you have a minute more to flip to what David wrote about Jesus? You have to flip to the middle of the Bible. Right about the exact middle, you'll find the book of Psalms. Look for Psalm chapter 2. Psalm chapter 2. Sorry, it's blurry. And in Psalm chapter 2, verse 2, just 3 words, Brayden. Look, it says, His anointed one. David, the prophet, who wrote the book of Psalms, this was also the David who killed Goliath with the stone and the sling. That same David wrote, the anointed one. The anointed one is the same language for Messiah, and Messiah is Jesus. David, hundreds of years before Jesus was born, didn't even know Jesus' name, but already knew the Messiah, the anointed one, was coming and wrote it down. Check it out over the next page. In verse 7, David says, I will proclaim the decree of the Lord. He, that's Jesus, said to me, and that's Jesus, God. God said to Jesus, you are my son. Today I have become your father. Ask of me, and I will make all the nations your inheritance, and the ends of the earth all your possessions, and you will rule them with an iron scepter. You will dash them to pieces like pottery. Donna, you sing terribly. Oh, get me out of this sleeve. Okay. Look, the dog is even gone. She actually got up and moved. I guess my singing is very bad. Donna, your singing is very bad. Time to stop the story. Okay, that's it. The end. Next time, we'll find out what Isaiah and Jeremiah said about Jesus.